because chances of them falling even more this year is high. Hello, my name is Tony Lau. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 2022 market prediction. And we're going to use Feng Shui to mix into our technical analysis for the year. Well, let me take a look at my crystal ball and see what it says. As we discussed in the previous video, 2022 is the water and fire exchange year, meaning from 2017 to 2021 are metal and water years, and 2022 to 2027 are wood and fire year. So this is the year where we exchange the luck cycle from water to fire. As you know, luck comes in cycle. You're never going to be lucky forever. So if you're lucky from 2017 to 2021, then you're going to experience some bad luck in the coming 5 years. So what do we do with this information to approach the stock market? As you know, the last 2 months hasn't been good if you're a bull in the market. So my recommendation has always been stick to the general rule with stock market. So on even year, the market will tend to drop, then rise in the second half. And on odd year, the market will tend to do the opposite by rising first, then falling in the second half. One strategy I adopt is to buy early on and potentially cash out in the fall and the winter if you expect a drop and a rise. So one strategy I adopt on even year is to buy early on in the year and then cash out a little bit on the fall and the winter time frame. And for 2022, we should expect similar pattern than 2020. Hopefully not as a drastic swing as we had in 2020. So since I mentioned a drop early in the year, these are the potential buy-in days if you want to get in. So all three of these are potential entry days. If you happen to sell out last year during November when the peak happened, and these are good time to get back in. As you may notice, Qingming and Lixia are timed with the season, with the exception of Lichun, because it happened right at the beginning of the year when it changed. Wait at least a week before you start getting in, because luck doesn't kick in right away in the beginning of the year. It happens gradually. So you want to be conservative, wait until April and May. I think those are better days to get in. February might be rushing it, but if you feel like you see a good deal, then go ahead, pull the trigger. So when do we get out after we get in? These are 3 possible dates you could get out. Now this is where technical analysis comes in. Oftentimes we have to adapt to the trend because sometimes a rally can last much longer than expected. Maybe you thought a good time to exit would be August 8th, but then the rally may continue onto November. So you want to hold up until November 8th to exit. Personally, I don't recommend exiting completely. You could still hedge the market if you're expecting a downturn. Because if you sell out completely, you're going to end up paying a lot of taxes. So I recommend this strategy if you're doing option trading or hedging, or you're doing day trading. These would work perfectly for these type of style of investing. So what investment would be good to invest this year? So let's go for the element ranking for this year. Which would do good, which would do poorly. Okay, so this is our 2022 Feng Shui pie. You want to check it out, links down below in the description. As you know, we're currently down because this is for 2022, not for 2021. Going forward, I expect this to come back up from this level. Okay, so we have the ranking here. You can tell by the percentage I set up in this pie. Our number 1 element stock is wood for 2022. If you go through the line, you can see what stock I put in wood. Okay. Generally, there's a stock that deal with paper, furniture, clothing, and pharmaceutical company. So you have the Estee, Amazon company here, recycling company like Waste Management. You got clothing, TJX, and so on and so on. You can go through the list if you use the link down below. These are some of the better company I pick out. You can use this as a reference and pick your own stock as well. As always, this is not financial advice. This is my preference. You can use it as a reference. So the second element for 2022 is water. Water deal with anything that moves. So you can think of transportation and also money floats around. So Banking is part of water as well, and anything that deal with payment processing. So as you can see, number one, I have Affirm and PayPal. Those came from my technical analysis. I think they're a big play for this year. And down below, I have like some cruise lines, some stock brokerage, banks, airlines, so insurance. I think those are finance sector will do well as well. And the movement process includes some food producing company too. So you can take a look at those. I got Cisco and US Food. I'm not super heavy in these stock. You can take them all you want because food tend to have lower margin compared to the banking industry. So I'm putting these at the lower category, even though they're part of the water industry. Okay, and number three, we have fire. Fire was number 2 last year. This year, they're only down to third. As always, fire is your electronic, plastic, communication, and oil. Those are the big player in this element category. I think I'm still bullish on oil. So at the top, I got Chevron and Exxon. You can pick other oil companies as well. For energy, I got like Enphase and Big Bow on Enphase. I think they're a good company with good margin. The reason I put Disney here because of Disney Plus. That's the only reason why they're a fire stock, not an earth stock. Dominion Energy, that's a utility company, generate energy for households. And other communication type of stock like Facebook, Pinterest, these are down there. I also include other energy like uranium and other tech stock down below, so you can go through the list. Starbucks is part of them too. And fire also includes fast food like McDonald's, Domino Pizza, Starbucks. Those are fire stock as well. So you can go for each of my picks. Links down below. So full disclosure, I don't invest anything below a 4. So earth, I'm gonna stay away from this year. Same with metal, that's dead last. I'm gonna stay away from those. But I go through them just so you're aware of this category. So earth is related to construction, material, and real estate. Those are the primary category. So these are mostly real estate construction related company. So you got like Zillow, that's obviously a real estate, and then Vanguard real estate fund. These are the stock you should be avoiding. So like food company like Tyson, you should stay away from those because they're producing the food, but not selling. They don't deal with the shipment process. The process of creating the food is what makes them a food producing company. I'm hoping you guys won't be investing in these companies this year. As you know, they had done poorly in the previous year too. Like Redfin, they were like high and then they were down. Because the Earth was 5th last year. This year they're 4th. So they shouldn't do as bad as last year. As you can see, some of these stocks done pretty bad in the previous year. Like Redfin came down hard last year. And some of these other companies had done poorly as well toward the end of the year. Last, we have metal. The most obvious category for metal is precious metal. And then also manufacturing comes into play as well. So anything that deal with metal will be in this category. As you know, at the top, I put Tesla in this category because they produce a car. Even though they do a lot of the tech, which put them in the fire category. But they're kind of in between the two. But they also produce a car that moves around. So this might be skewed by the other element category. But primarily we have the tech stock. So you got like Nvidia, Matterport, Apple, and then you got the other types of manufacturer like Honeywell, and then Fossil, 3M. You can go through the list. So I wouldn't recommend any of these stocks. So only thing I hold in this list is Tesla and Apple, Matterport. Those are the only one I'm holding this year. If you're holding these stocks, I don't recommend you selling all of those. Just hold on to them for the year. I wouldn't recommend expanding your position in these stocks unless you see a good opportunity, because chance of them falling even more this year is high. Like for Tesla, I wouldn't expect them to rally to 2x this year. I wouldn't be surprised in a couple years, but for now, just hold on to what you got. I'm not selling because you have to pay taxes. I do. Lots of taxes. So this is how you approach the stock market in 2022. As always, if you found this video useful, please like and subscribe and comment down below if you have any question about it. Or you can participate in our Facebook group and ask questions there. And check out this video if you haven't seen it before. Planning to post a little bit more this year, so expect a lot of content. Until then, I'll see you next time.